Hello everyone and welcome to the ARL F3 Season 6 Indian Grand Prix. We're at the Buddha International Circuit today. I'm Matthew Gallagher and we are back with my co-commentator, Jody Mills.
Thank you for that warm welcome, Matt. I'm looking forward to another great F3 Grand Prix.
It should be a great race. iiTz Callum, as you can see in the Season 5 podium, won once again. I think he's won pretty much every race we've commentated on, Jody. With Metcalf coming in second, who currently doesn't race anymore as he's in the army. With SE Racing Team, who is in F1 in third. The Season 5 pole also went to iiTz Callum, who seemed to be dominating the entire season last time with a 1:25.2. Let's find out what happens in the 30 laps around the Indian Buddha International Circuit, but first, qualifying.
Alright, so here we go with a qualifying comparison for the ARL X360 F3 League here in India. Today the comparison is between Trishaston and Leoboot here at India. It's one of the best circuits on the calendar in my opinion. It's got a good mix of slow and fast corners. It really separates the men from the boys here at this track, so it'll be interesting to see how the two of them go. But coming up to this slow right hand hairpin, you want to take it in first gear, make sure you brake a little bit early and trail brake all the way through it. Trishaston takes a beautiful line through there, and he's surely going to be ahead on the run up to the end of this straight. But Leoboot uses his curves more effectively, and he was able to get through it all before Trishaston. So maybe his acceleration will be a little bit better, and he'll be able to catch up through this hairpin now as Leoboot takes it in second gear, sort of runs wide a little bit, but again, Trishaston took a beautiful line through there, so he'll be purple in the first sector, as you can see there. But look at the comparison there. I think Trishaston is about 2/10 ahead of Leoboot there, so nice comfortable lead so far as we mount through the middle sector now. Coming over these little curbs, so you don't want to mount them too much, otherwise it'll spin you in any direction. Trishaston runs a little bit wide there, but he seems to have maintained his gap over Leoboot so far. Through this fast right-hander, it's easy to make a mistake here, and it still looks like Trishaston is ahead as we approach the third sector now. Coming to this left-hand corner, you want to stay as far to the left as possible before you flick right in fifth gear. It's a beautiful corner through there as you come through the final couple corners now. Second gear seems to have taken it fairly well for both of them, but coming to the final corner, brake as late as you can, square off the exit, and then have the short run up to the finish line. It looks like Trishaston may have got this one. He's set a 1:25.960 with Leoboot some 5/10 behind in fifth. That's the qualifying comparison today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll now hand over to our commentators for the race.
Thank you very much, MagiK, for that qualifying comparison. Now let's take a look how they line up for round 15, the Indian Grand Prix. Trintia Stock took pole position with a 1:25.9, with Sam less than a 10th back in the Lotus Renault. pelosgt in third place, 2/10 back, with Dude Where's My Jev on the second row in the McLaren Mercedes. Leobot in fifth, almost half a second back in the Toro Rosso, with Wrimz next to him in the Red Bull. It's Tommyzz lines up in seventh with John B, the winner from Suzuka, in eighth. EliteJoker ninth with DC MagiK rounding up the top 10. Togomies just missing out and can start on fresh tyres in 11th, with Wookie Pete in 12th, 2 seconds back. powerpuff XO, very disappointing qualifying for him on the prime tyre in 13th, with Craggles alongside him on the option tyres 2.8 seconds back. Disco Rob and Def to Trout round up this 16-man grid. It should be an excellent race. Let's head out to the grid. It's race time. The weather's overcast, there's no threat of rain this time round. It's xMattyG and TraceMe92 commentating on this Indian Grand Prix. It's going to be a great race, Jody, with a very long straight. The DRS is going to be very powerful around here.
It is in the top 7, looking really close for a good race. Only 6/10 separating them, with John B 1.2 seconds behind.
It'll be interesting indeed as the lights are about to come on now. We're on board with Leobot in the Toro Rosso. Now to pelosgt, the race winner last time out. The 5 lights and we are away. pelosgt getting a reasonably good start. Trintia going to the inside to block off Sam for the lead. Sam's now looking to, up the inside, is he? No, almost slight contact. Trintia's gone wide. So now Sam is taking the lead, but he's going to have to wait. Surely, and there's been contact. Trintia straight to the side of, I don't even know. There's carnage everywhere. There's a Force India. There's Dude Where's My Jev off as well. Wookie Pete, and there's crashes everywhere. John B's been involved. Elite Joker. Carnage.
That pretty much sums up my first instincts of F3 this season, which is just basically they crash into each other a lot. I'm hoping next season they all improve because, Matt, it's not looking very good for the ARL, is it?
It's not indeed, but there's been absolute carnage, and now Powerpuff's had to hand back a position despite probably getting taken out. I think pretty much everyone got taken out, so I'm not sure where anyone is. The grid. Oh
my goodness!
Completely and gone into the wall there, Jody.
He did go into the wall, and now it looks like it's going to be 3 wide. No, the Red Bull's pulled back slightly, and the Toro Rosso Leobot's on the inside in third, hitting that apex lovely, and then we're behind with DC MagiK in 6th, man. And lag bubble, hello.
There's a slight contact, and now into the wall. There's been carnage again. He's lost his end plate, and I think there's another one in the wall with a bit of lag. So, oh gosh, now Powerpuff, who was in 13th, I think, is now up to 8th now. So these guys really need to sort their driving out because this is not what the ARL standards are looking for.
They don't. There was a Sauber off in the corner. I have no idea how he got there. I'd love to see a replay of that. But the first corner, Trinity stock coming down to the first corner. He's defending. A bit of a nudge. He's gone wide, but his car's, and he's just lost the back end on the dirty stuff outlet. That's pretty unfortunate for the people he's taken out coming back across the road. Yeah, I mean, he was probably a little bit frustrated, to be honest, that he got taken out, got hit into turn 1. And God, look at the carnage. I don't know how Powerpuff didn't lose his wing there, but my gosh, I'm not even sure. I think it was just all out of Trinity stock, really, after he spun. Oh God, Powerpuff losing the back end out of the corner as well. And we've now got a view from Wookie Pete, just watching the carnage unfold. Is he going to get tangled up? He almost goes into the back of EliteJoker. Someone behind him just doesn't brake and just causes an absolute collision between about 5 different cars. And John B up into 9th, I think, there. Yeah, it does look like most people escaped without losing their front wing. So hopefully there won't be too many people who are already a pit stop behind, so the race can get interesting later on.
I say up into 9th for John B. I think he started 7th, so he's not up at all, or 8th even. But yeah, so Wrimz definitely in the Red Bull, and he goes up the inside of Pelos as well.
It's a bit of a dangerous move.
It was dangerous, but he pulled it off just about. There may have been a little bit of lag, but we've now got a replay of Pelos going straight back past. He must have got a great run off the corner and used all of his KERS. And we're now on board with Togomies, the Ferrari driver, in the cockpit cam. Is he going to get involved? He's going to get pushed onto the curb, and oh gosh, it's just awful. And he gets a penalty as well. I'm sure that'll get reversed at the end of the race.
And we're just seeing that Wrimz actually gave that place back for that, so that's good from him. He's up into his 2nd or 3rd at the moment, so I'm hoping he can get a good finish this race because he's doing appallingly in the championship, and he does always seem to have quite a bit of pace.
Dude, where's my Jev there? Almost went up in under. Blooming. I don't even know. I literally lost for words. But he almost went upside down after being hit there. So, that's just really disappointing to see because a lot of people's races have been ruined already, what with a broken wing and all sorts. So, and now EliteJoker in the Williams coming into the pits could only just about turn in with, I think that's Trincia as well, who lost his wing as well. So we've got both of these guys. They're going to have to push those prime tyres if they go onto the primes. Are they going to go onto the primes, Jody?
I would assume they would go onto the primes. We're going to see. They are going to go onto the primes. And Trincia stock was he our pulse here, Matt?
Yes, Trincia was. Yeah, he got hit into turn 1 by Sam.
He was. So, well, it's going to be pretty exciting to see him coming back through the field. Hopefully cleanly. We don't want any more shenanigans going on.
No, we don't. It was not a great first lap for the F3 boys. Very disappointing considering they have had a few good lap ones, I guess. As Leobot, oh gosh, into the gravel, locking up his front right and losing a position to Wrimz. And an in-game penalty has been reversed for Togomies, so that's fortunate for him. But, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong, so it was pretty much a given as soon as I saw it, really, to be honest. So we're now on board with Powerpuff using all of his KERS going down this massively long straight. He's side by side with Def the Trout. There's no DRS because it's only lap 2. It's just simply a drag race, and it looks like Powerpuff's got a little bit more straight line speed than the Lotus Renault, which is presumably one of the cars that's a bit slower, Jody.
It is, yeah, but he's got that move done right in there, 3-star, and now we're back on with Leobot after his mistake. Making another mistake, unfortunately, for him. And John B seems to be all over the back of him, having a good start to the race here. Yeah, John B up from, I think, 9th when we saw him on the replay, so John definitely taking advantage of everyone crashing, a little bit like Suzuka, to be honest. I mean, he was the most consistent driver and came away with the victory. So, I mean, could John be in for another good result? Oh, John B, did you get that? That was a good little pun there. I did, yeah.
I only got it just then. But yeah, and I think John could be in for a good result if he shows the sort of consistency he did for Suzuka, as we're now on board with Togomies, who's got Dude Where's My Jev, who got absolutely shafted in lap 1. And he's all over the back of the Ferrari driver, and he's going to go the inside there. Here is he in the penultimate corner. Is there going to be any contact? There hasn't. Togomies has got huge understeer on those prime tyres, and dude, where's my Jev? Up into a single points-paying position.
Yeah, but I do enjoy watching Togomies. He's got lots of respect for him for using the helmet cam, and now we're on with Tommyzz, and I think this was the dive bomb from lap 1. Yeah, that's lovely. I really, really do not like that, but I love it at the same time.
I'm getting flashbacks from Bahrain F1, to be honest.
Bedhead Ned.
Yeah, Bedhead Ned style that was. So at least he didn't hit anyone, and he just sacrificed his own race rather than a certain Toro Rosso's driver. So lucky for everyone to avoid that. And this is the incident with Tommyzz. It was Tommyzz and DC MagiK coming together through that very tricky left-right section.
Oh, that's how someone ended up there.
Oh my gosh. So Tommyzz has just lost the car out of there. He must have had a bit of dirt on his tyres, but that's a bit strange, to be honest. He must have just literally got on the power too early, and that's quite good from him, actually. I think a lot of drivers would... Oh my god, he's even parked it in the gravel pretty much, but I think a lot of drivers may have just rejoined the track there and have been a bit raging, but he stayed off the racing line and was quite nice as Wrimz locking up once again.
He is, but he's having a really good race here. He's got past Leo, but he's making a few mistakes. But he's now sort of 3-4 seconds ahead of him, looking solid for a podium is early on lap 3, though.
Yeah, exactly. Anything can happen, as we've seen in F3, and if he just keeps up the pace, then he may well be in for a podium, but we will see. There's some drivers down the field that really should be higher up, and here comes John B. Is he going to have a look up the inside of Leo? But no, he's not. He's broken about 600 metres before the corner there, and Leobot has easily kept the position. So John, trying to keep it conservative.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that John B's got to improve. You know, he's slowly getting that pace, but if he can, get a bit of balls, he could really do special things in F3.
For want of a better word, obviously, Jody. But yeah, if he can get a little bit more aggressive and just stick one up the inside without doing sort of what he did at Singapore, then he could easily, be challenging for podiums consistently. But at the moment, John, he's taken up iRacing at the moment, as far as I'm aware. He's not practicing so much for F1, as we see. Is that McLaren going wide? It is. It's dude, where's my Jev? Who's lost a few places there. And Togomies now making full use of Def to Trout's mistake. And is he going to go up into 8th? He is indeed. He's going around the outside now. Is he going to make it stick? He's going wide. He's got so much understeer in that Ferrari. It's a joke. But has he kept it? No. And now who's that? Def to Trout going up the inside. I'm finding it hard to follow this, Jody.
I am as well, but that's good, nice, clean driving there. I really enjoyed that. Togomies almost got 2 cars in space of a couple of corners there, but now he's actually lost a place as they come round to the final corner.
Yeah, he has, and Sam, the race leader at the moment, setting a 1:30.8, and Wrimz seems to be struggling quite a bit at this corner here. I think a lot of drivers do just under brakes, because obviously not running ABS in this league. It's very difficult because you have to apply the brake just at the right amount, but also trail brake into the corner so that you hit the apex nicely without sacrificing corner speed. So Wrimz definitely struggling with that corner, and as you can see, he's losing touch with Pelos and Sam.
He is, yeah. Hopefully Wrimz can get over that first corner, because it could be costing him quite a few temps. On the controller, I was able to master that in a little time, so I'm hoping Wrimz can get on top of it by the end of the race.
Don't joke, Jody. You didn't master that.
I did.
But yeah, anyway, Wrimz, he's in 3rd place, so he's running extremely wide through that corner. I think a lot of drivers will be struggling to stay on the track, because the white lines obviously do define the track boundaries, and you can take advantage of this track, who is very lenient on track extending and corner cutting as well.
Is extremely lenient, yeah. As we're back on board with Togomies in 12th place, and that is DC Man just ahead of him going wide. Is Togomies going to go around the outside here? That would be an extremely dangerous move, especially with his understeer. No, he's John B'd it broken. And actually, it's lap 4. The prime runners appear to be probably the option runners 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th can probably pit around now and still get out ahead of the prime runners.
Yeah, we've got a replay here of Tommyzz struggling massively on those prime tyres. This was on lap 3, actually, and he's run wide and let Craggles D through, and Tommyzz is having an absolutely horrendous race, to be honest. He's had a contact with DC MagiK, and he's in 16th place, and he's made pretty much the same amount of pit stops because he pitted on lap 1. So I don't think Tommyzz will even be looking at points if he keeps driving the way he is. But it'll be interesting if he can get his pace up, because he's a very quick driver, and if he can get the consistency, then he may well get a few points. But we'll see. We've got another 24 laps to go, as we're now on board with DC MagiK, who's going to get DRS on Disco Rob, but Disco Rob's probably going to have DRS on the car ahead as well, who's in 8th. So these guys
closing quickly, Matt.
He is. Disco Rob didn't look like he had DRS, and DC MagiK going up the inside, locking the brake slightly, running wide, and surely he's going to let Disco Rob back through. He is. That was a very opportunistic move, but just about not pulling off.
No, but he did it in a corner where if he outbraked himself, he wasn't going to take anyone out. So it was a good attempt at a move there, and he only just missed out on taking that place. As we're now on board with Wrimz, who's now 5.3 seconds ahead. Almost lost it there, but he's 3 seconds ahead of probably the person he's looking to stay ahead of for the podiums. I don't think he's looking too far ahead at this moment.
Yeah, especially with the locking up that he's having at the moment. He's probably going to just try and save his tyres and not push them too hard, because otherwise he could fall prey to Leobot behind him in fourth, who is by no means a slouch of a driver. So, and Sam setting a 30.5, so that is just how quick the leaders are going. Wrimz is on those option tyres as well, of course, as you can see, and he's a second off the pace. So Sam looking very good at the moment out in front, and it doesn't look like from the mini-map that he's particularly getting caught by Pelos either.
Yeah, well, maybe he can finally get this win after the Singapore win that we thought he had, but then he didn't have. Do you remember that, Matt?
I do remember that. It was a very confusing race, and unfortunately Sam finished in third or fourth, didn't he? And also, at least his hands are working now, because that's why he retired from Suzuka. It's because his hands stopped working on the last lap, apparently. So I'm glad he's managed to repair those. As we're now on board with Powerpuff in the Lotus Renault, behind John B, who, after those very opportunistic moves, getting himself up to fifth after all the crashes, is now going to maybe come under pressure from Powerpuff, who's going to have this single DRS here and then also DRS down that massive straight. So John B could well be sixth after the end of this lap, but it's quite a big gap actually to seventh, so John could be in for some nice points.
He could, yeah, but what? He's on the option tyres and Powerpuff's on the prime tyres. So, and Powerpuff's giving him a lovely little kiss there. That could be costly for getting John on this straight, actually.
It could, but Powerpuff will have DRS, and John, I don't know, I think he might well just get towards the back of his gearbox by the end of this, but he's not using any more curves actually, Powerpuff, and putting it into standard, so maybe not. No, he hasn't pushed it too hard, but he saved a little bit of curves for the exit of this corner. John braking very early for that corner once again, but still locking up. Is Powerpuff going to use the rest of his curves? No, he's not. That's very interesting indeed, because I think what a lot of drivers do in F1 especially is save some curves after using DRS to use it out of the exit of that corner, so that they can go up the inside for the corner we've just gone past. So Powerpuff saving it for the end of the lap, possibly.
Yeah, Powerpuff appears to be our top prime runner, so he could possibly be another rival to Wrimz for that podium spot. I'm not quite sure at this moment, though.
Yeah, he could be, because fourth is just down the road, but I'm not too sure what the gap is to Wrimz. You can't see him on the mini-map. Oh, there he is, just there. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, the option tyres are a lot quicker around here than the primes. So Powerpuff driving very well indeed on those prime tyres after having a disappointing qualifying, but he's managed to stay out of most of the carnage in the first few laps, and now he's behind John B for fifth.
Yeah, John B's appeared to have a slightly better end to the lap than his previous lap, but still, Powerpuff's going to be all over him. Is he going to be looking for a little dive into this corner? No, he's got the humongous straight if he can just make sure not to smack John's ass as he comes around the next corner.
Smack John's rear end, sorry Jody. But yeah, Powerpuff actually closed DRS about 100 metres before the end of the corner, which was very interesting indeed. Obviously he doesn't particularly feel comfortable with keeping DRS open till the breaking point. So, but this time I think Powerpuff is going to get past John B. He's going to use the rest of his curves now. He's opening DRS. He's going to look up the inside. It's a very tricky breaking point. John B goes a little bit defensive, but then realises that Powerpuff is coming through. Is Powerpuff going to get stopped for the corner? Just about. John B saves a little bit of his curves for the exit of this corner, but I don't think he's going to get out the inside. Nope, he's not got enough of a run, I don't think.
No, he hasn't, and that could be an absolute crucial move if PowerPoint does have ambitions. PowerPoint? I don't know why I said PowerPoint. Powerpuff has ambitions of getting a podium.
Yeah, Powerpuff, as Jody quite rightly said there, is actually steaming away from John B already. So John struggling on those option tyres, but we are getting to lap 9 now, so the option tyres are starting to run out of life as we're now on board with Pelos, who has not made any inroads to Sam's lead, and looks like he's coming into the pits now for a fresh set of primes to go 21 laps, losing the back end slightly coming into the pits, but maybe he's trying to get the undercut. But the prime tyres, as they are the harder compound, is going to take quite a while to warm up, Jody.
Yeah, they're going to take a number of laps. The people who stay out, it's probably not an undercut or an overcut, if that's actually a word. But it's probably pretty similar. So I don't think it'll make too much of a difference.
Yeah, it depends how long Sam actually stays out for. If he stays out for a couple of laps, then maybe Pelos's tyres will get up to speed. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Wrimz now coming us into second place after and Leo in third. So I think. Gosh, what was it? Sam? No, it wasn't. It was Pelos. Came out in fifth place.
Sorry to barge in, but is that Powerpuff in fourth? Like maybe just 3-4 seconds behind him.
That's behind Leobot. Yeah, I think that was about what it was. He's managed to get up a place, I think. So he's up into 4th after Pelos pitting. So as you can see, Pelos in 6th place at the moment. Does he have any traffic? That's going to be interesting. As you can see on the minimap, he's quite close behind 4th and 5th. So Pelos will have to dispatch them very quickly as Wookie Pete's coming under pressure from Dude, Where's My Jev? He looks like he's probably going to lose a position if Dude gets a good run out of this last corner, which he does. And he's even on the back of him now and going side by side. And his DRS hasn't even been activated yet. So Dude, who has DRS as well, Wookie Pete's tried to save his Kers. He's actually saved half of his Kers for the exit this corner potentially. So he may... Oh my gosh, he's going up the inside now, braking a lot later than Dude, Where's My Jev? And managing to get the place just about. Is he going to use his Kers up the inside now? Jody?
That was almost an absolute hargy-bargy there. Now Dude, Where's My Jev is lost the back end. And that's just all-round village driving, as my favourite word is. Oh, and people cheat. Carry on,
gosh. Yeah, we won't even try and explain village driving. It's to do with cricket. But yeah, Dude, Where's My Jev lagging a bit, and Wookie Pete having to give the position back. Oh my gosh!
That was like almost Shumi getting done at Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago.
That was scary. DC MagiK, and that's interesting actually, because that's not what happened on Wookie Pete's screen, was it?
Did you hear the engine noise?
Oh my god, he's absolutely mounted Dude, Where's My Jev? And that's ruined his race, and that is really disappointing, because that is not his fault whatsoever. He's just been driving his own race, minding his own business, and all of a sudden there's a car in the middle of the track which didn't even ghost. Unbelievable scenes here. But Leobot now coming into the pits from 3rd place. He's gone 11 laps on those option tyres, so he's going to go for primes now. The primes won't even suffer 19 laps around here because they last so long. But I wonder where he's going to come out. He's going to probably come out around 6th place, is he? Is there anyone coming towards him as we now move to DC MagiK, who has no wing whatsoever? And he's coming into the pits. He's struggling very much indeed, but it's probably actually about where he was going to pit anyway, Jody, so he wouldn't have lost that much time. It's not like he has to make an extra pit stop.
No, it looks like he's lost 10 seconds. As you can see, he's on a 141, his last lap. So that still puts him in contention for maybe a couple of points.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe he might struggle, because I think he was down in about 10th anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how far he can fight back up the field. As you can look on the minimap just about there, it looks like 10th is quite a far way down. And I think most people have pitted now, so we'll see. If DC can get some good laps in, we'll see. But anyway, we're now on board with Wrimz in 2nd place, who still hasn't pitted and is in rich fuel mixture, so he's still pushing those option tyres to the absolute limit. Sam, 13 seconds down the road, also hasn't pitted. So these guys are pushing the options a little bit harder. And as I said, Sam's staying out. So now I think the undercut will definitely be working in pelosgt's favour if Sam doesn't pit soon. And he's probably going to be setting some very inconsistent lap times as Wrimz corner cutting quite a bit and extending. So Wrimz is going to have to watch out for that. Otherwise, the stewards will be on his case.
They will be, but I'm just going to see how far Powerpuff's going to be behind Wrimz here. 6.7 seconds. So the podium is well and truly on for him.
Oh, here we go. Race control. The race leader. 20-second penalty. Because Sam, causing the turn 1 crash. I don't know about that, actually.
Oh, I'm not too sure. I want to see another replay of that. But the fight...
Sam nudged him off, didn't he? So Sam nudged Trincia. Oh, well, I guess the thing is he nudged Trincia off, but then drove off. That was the thing, isn't it? It's not the fact that Trincia then...
Yeah, but you can't really wait for the whole field, really, for a tiny nudge. You have to wait. You'll be in 16th because there was a crash, wasn't there? And Trincia was at last, so you had to wait for everyone.
But the thing with lag bubbles is that he would have easily seen that on his camera angle, that he would have nudged him off, and it's his doing that he's caused Trincia to go off.
I'm not too sure about. I don't agree with that.
Clearly the stewards agree with me, Jody. So
I think the stewards have been known to make terrible decisions, frankly.
Very, very interesting. Anyway.
Hello, Fanatec.com.
Fanatec.com is actually the Fanatec's error. Jody, for people that don't listen to you all the time, won't know what Fanatec.com means. So Fanatec, that's basically an error with the Fanatec where it just stops working, the Fanatec CSR. And the Elite as well, Jody, is it?
It is the Elite as well, but I've never had the issue, so I'm hoping that stays the same.
Stays the same, even though you never actually race on the wheel anymore. But anyway, pelosgt, who is now technically the race leader, what with Sam having a 20-second penalty, is coming up behind Powerpuff, who is yet to pit on those worn prime tyres. Pelos running a little bit wide out of that last corner and setting the fastest lap of 1:30.2, so his tyres have gone well up to speed now, and it looks like he's got a very easy run to the line now, really. He's got no one within his size. We're 8.7 seconds to Wrimz, and powerpuff has still got to pit, so Pelos is looking very good for the victory here, Jody.
Yeah, it's really all down to him to just keep all his thoughts intact and just not...
Then again, what happened to Suzuka?
Suzuka, I seem to remember cheeky coming out of Degna to a cheeky whopper into the wall.
Can you actually say that in English?
Hey, he lost the back end and went into the wall, but whopper sounds better.
Okay. And yeah, so basically a mistake from Pelos meant that he actually threw away the victory to John B. Because he lost his wing and had to pit again. So unfortunately for him, he had an easy victory and then found himself in the wall. So a little bit of a lack of concentration, especially around this sort of track where there's bumps galore. You need to really be careful of the back end and not get on the power too early, as you've seen with Tommyzz at the start of the race, just losing the back end and straight into the wall in a very odd position.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be pushing this much, to be fair. He's got literally no one who can attack him from any side. And, well, he just needs to wait for the DRS and it'll be an easy overtake. But he's got no KERS.
Yeah, he's got no KERS, but again, he's pulled out another second to Wrimz. But I think Pelos really needs to work on staying on the track, to be honest, because a lot of the time he's either been corner cutting or extending. So Pelos has got an easy victory lined up for him. Let's make sure that he doesn't... Well, let's make sure he's the one driving, but I'd like to think he'd just calm down a little bit and keep it within the white lines.
Yeah, I do hope he can do that. Or maybe, well, if we continue to see him cutting, we'll see a penalty at the end of the race. And then, well, the win will be wide open if he gets a penalty.
Well, obviously, the interesting information is, Jody, the fact that he's still pushing is because he doesn't know that Sam has a penalty right now, because the drivers will find out at the end of the race, but obviously for the benefit of the viewers, we tell them now. So Pelos doesn't actually know that Sam has the penalty. So
we've well and truly just ruined the race for many people. I feel pretty bad about that.
Not really, we're just informing them.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, Pelos GT still pushing on in third, so that is the reason why he's still pushing, because Sam is in first and still out. So maybe Sam's on the prime tyres, in fact. I mean, that would make a lot of sense, because he's 14 laps into the race now, unless Sam's already pitted. I'm getting mistaken, but I don't think Pelos would have lost that amount of time to him, considering he was about 4 seconds back before. Well,
there's a car just up there. Doesn't look too far ahead, and I mean, if he was on prime tyres, I mean, the rest of the field should really just cry themselves to sleep, because he's absolutely destroying them.
Yes, they should indeed. And Wrimz in fourth place, so he's still in with a shout of a podium if he keeps it up, with powerpuff 9.2 seconds ahead. Actually, powerpuff is probably looking the favourite for that last podium spot. And obviously with Sam having the penalty as well, powerpuff could be looking at second place. So it could be interesting to see how quick powerpuff is on those option tyres. And how far is Leobot behind Wrimz now? It's probably about the same gap as it has been most of the race, as Wrimz sets his fastest lap of the race so far of a 31.1, still quite a way off the pace of the leaders, but going nicely at the moment in fourth.
Yeah, we're back to the back of the grid to have a little ponder about what's going on here. And what is happening is Craggles in the Ferraris coming down the inside of Tommyzz. It's like a simple overtake to me. It's not. That's a lovely undercut from Tommyzz. Even the boys down here can do some rather lovely overtakes. And he can get on with his race from here, hopefully.
The boys down here? F3 is one of the higher leagues, Jody.
I mean, down here, they're in 13 from 14.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about the F3
on the grid.
Yeah, I mean, Tommyzz is a quick driver. He's been at the front of the field most of the season, so I'm not surprised that he's been able to produce a move like that. So, but Tommyzz is still well off the way. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my words. But yeah, he's so far behind. He's so far behind to 10th place at the moment. So I think Tommyzz is really fighting for pride more than anything. As powerpuff finally comes into the pits for a 14-lap stint on the options. That is going to be very hard to finish. I'm not going to lie. What do you think, Jody?
Yeah, I think that was a bold move, because they're going to be absolutely shot by the end of the race. But he's going to probably get 12 good laps out of them, would you say? Yeah,
I'd say 12 at a push, really, and then he's going to... I think the tyres will fall off the cliff at about then. So powerpuff will be very interesting to see how powerpuff gets on. As just like Wookie Pete actually might even take a fifth over for a minute, and he's going to get DRS as well. So powerpuff... I don't know when the DRS... I think the DRS line was there, so powerpuff is definitely going to lose a position. He's already lost the position, in fact. So Wookie Pete looking up the inside, but powerpuff getting a better run out of the corner. But Wookie Pete will obviously have DRS and the rest of his KERS as well. So don't... Well, I'm expecting Wookie Pete to just fly down the inside. There he goes on those prime tyres. So, you know, it's a great move. Well, not a great move. I mean, it's DRS. It's easy peasy. But he's made the move stick, hitting the apex nicely. But now powerpuff has saved his KERS. I don't understand that. Why has powerpuff not used his KERS there?
Yeah, I was expecting him to, but he obviously hasn't.
Because now he's going to lose time, because he's on those fresh options that are really going to get the most of the time now on lap 16.
Maybe he's just happy with that third place. You know, he'd get the second if he pushes really hard, but at the moment he's just keeping it cool, doesn't want to throw all his hard work away.
It's not the spirit of F1 driving though, is it? You got to push. Well, in my mind,
no, it's in
anyway.
F3.
Oh, so yeah, but it's all still Formula 1. Still Formula 1 cars.
It is, and it looks like powerpuff will get him soon. And I say he's trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it cool. He's decided to have a little brake test there of him.
I'm not too sure what Wookie was doing out of that corner, but he was very slow indeed out of it. He's gone defensive into the last corner already. Powerpuff saving the rest of his curves now, using DRS. He's going to fly past him. I'm not actually sure, but is he going to get the next DRS, or is it a separate detection zone? And we'll find out in a few seconds. But Powerpuff's actually missing the apex of that corner, and Wookie's definitely going to get DRS if it is another activation point. And we've actually... And xMattyG going straight into the wall. That's his race over. He is not going to get any points today. xMattyG, a second incident for him, losing the wing again. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually retires. It's not the spirit of the ARL.
That is not the spirit. I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it. He's going to continue. He's going to do the fastest lap of the race, I'm telling you, on those options. And he's just going to get the pride factor. He's
going to get the pride factor. He's actually got a puncture as well. So he's going to take a little detour into the pits. Who cares about those white lines? I've got a puncture, he says. So he's coming to the pits. And Craggles D is having an awful race as well, down in 14th. So I don't know what's happening with these guys. They must have really got caught up in that lap 1 incident. So DC into the pits again for option tyres now. He'll get to the end of the race just about on those. But, you know, he's really just going to be... Yeah, there's no points for fastest laps, but that's all he's going to be aiming for, I think. And maybe even a fight with Craggles D, who's coming towards turn 1 now.
Yeah, and I would actually like to thank our director for actually showing us footage at the front in this race, because it's been a lot more enjoyable than the previous ones, I have to be honest.
I'm sure the director's watching. Thank you very much for that, Judy. Wrimz in 3rd place still. A 10th down on his previous laps. He's consistently setting some lap times at the moment. Down into 3rd gear now to 2nd. Hitting those curves. Oh, straight on that corner just a little bit. You want to be careful, as I said, Wrimz. But, yeah, hitting those nicely despite having dirt on his front right tyre. So he's still going nicely. Leobot not making any inroads into his podium position at the moment. And Powerpuff not anywhere to be seen at the moment. So it must be quite a long pit stop round here. And I think Powerpuff has definitely got a job on his hands if he wants a podium now.
He does as Togomies, wow. Togomies peels off into the pits. Oh, but there you see Powerpuff's cheeky little 29 flat. So he's putting his options on at the right time, unlike Powerpuff, who we fielded a bit early. Classic El Clasico 2.9 second pit stop, and he's on his way.
He is on his way, and Powerpuff's setting a huge lap time of 1:29 flat. That is going to be massively quicker than most of the prime runners. And yeah, I think Powerpuff has still got a job on his hands if he really wants to be making up all the way to 3rd place. Because, I mean, his tyres aren't going to last to the end of the race. So he's really only going to get those juice out of those tyres till about lap 26. And xMattyG going up the inside of Tommyzz now. So Tommyzz still massively struggling. And he's going to get past for 12th place. But these guys really just fighting for pride, as we said earlier.
Yeah, they're fighting for... Well, I don't think it's even pride down there at this moment. I think
dignity.
They're just fighting for, dignity. As back on with Wrimz, who's... Well, that extension's not going to gain him any time, so we will let him off. As he is... We're going to see the times back to Leobot here. He's 12.8 behind. It's 2.5 seconds.
People are struggling through that corner, aren't they, Jody? Jeez, they just cut it. I don't think some of the drivers actually realise that you have to either take it very nicely indeed and sort of almost straight line it as much as you can, or...
Excuse me?
Straight line the corner, as in hit the curb.
That's what I thought.
Don't fall off the track. But and if you feel the car going, get the foot out the throttle rather than just keeping the foot in before you're sliding. So these guys really need to watch it, otherwise they're going to do a xMattyG and find themselves losing the wing.
They are. Looking at our lovely mini-map, I can see that Powerpuff is roughly, I'd say, 6-7 seconds behind Wrimz. So he's going to have to push hard to catch them before his tyres go off, and he might even catch them and then they go off, so his push would be pointless.
Could be a very interesting battle as Wrimz almost goes onto the grass there. That would have been interesting into that breaking point as Disco Rob loses connection. I'm not too sure where he was at that specific moment, but Wrimz locking up a little bit into that corner, as most drivers are doing at the moment. And Leobot, what we're going to see here, is there anything in particular? We've got Powerpuff right behind him now, so Powerpuff on those option tyres is going to have DRS and may well go up the inside for this corner. But as we know, powerpuff doesn't use all of his KERS on this straight, so he may well wait till the end of the lap.
Yeah, as I'm looking back and I can see powerpuff's car turning into Casper, so it could be an interesting overtake if he's lagging while he comes up to him.
I'm guessing that means Casper the Ghost.
Friendly Ghost.
Yeah, great. You might want to clarify that, otherwise people might think there's a guy called Casper in the F3 League. So yeah, Casper the Ghost. Thanks a lot for that, Jody. Learbot still under pressure from powerpuff, and powerpuff's probably saving his KERS as we said a minute ago, and I think Learbot will be coming under pressure out of that final corner, which powerpuff seems to be very good at, especially being on those grippier option tyres. So we're coming through this very tricky middle sector now, coming towards the end of it, losing the back end slightly with Learbot, and we're coming towards the dreaded corner, in fact, where DC MagiK lost it. Let's see how Learbot takes it.
Solid. Nice. I like it.
Planted. Beautiful. 3.6 seconds now to Wrimz, so he's losing time again to Wrimz. So he was making inroads into that lead, but now Learbot making a few mistakes, perhaps.
Yeah, he's getting a bit sweaty with powerpuff coming up behind him. I'd be getting a bit sweaty if a Ghost was coming up behind me as well, and I think he will have him by the time we're actually might have him before. I would think, yep, he must be in lean, and goodbye Learbot.
Goodbye Learbot indeed. Powerpuff up into 4th place now. Maybe we'll see if who gets DRS, because I'm not too sure who gets the DRS. I think it will be Learbot, because there's a separate DRS detection.
Yeah, it's right there.
So Learbot may well get the position straight back, but powerpuff getting a beautiful run out of that corner there, because he got those option tyres. I don't think Leo's going to get anywhere near powerpuff, to be honest. There we go. There is 2 detection points, but powerpuff gone.
Yeah, he had a cheeky zigzag down that straight to avoid the Tommyzz gone for bomb.com, but luckily hasn't hit him.
And I think braking there.
Yeah, it was, but it was very heart and mouth moment for me in the commentary box there.
Yeah, I think Learbot may have panicked just a little bit as well, but he just about managed to get the car stopped and slowed down a little bit for that corner. Good job from Learbot, didn't corner cut, whereas powerpuff decided to just not really take the corner. But we won't talk about, well, we will talk about it.
We just did.
Yeah, we will. But I mean, it's the rules, isn't it, Jody?
It is definitely the rules, and there's Learbot breaking the rules, but we won't talk about it. Oh wait, we will. Anyway, back to the race. Well, when nothing's happening, Jody, we need to talk about these controversial topics, yeah? So I think... Yeah, well, I think if these guys want to make the push from F3 to GP2 to F1, they're going to get scrutinised a lot more, so they need to sort it out, in all honesty.
Exactly, they do indeed. But Learbot's actually kept within DRS despite powerpuff being on the option, so maybe the option tyres are running out of life already. So powerpuff has got a very hard 6 laps ahead of him now. It's going to be very interesting to see if powerpuff keeps it out of the wall, especially through that very tricky corner that most people seem to be losing at on the last lap. I'd love to see that if he's under pressure. But Learbot's easily going to get DRS again for this straight, but it doesn't look like he's going to get close enough.
No, and actually moving to up the front, Sam, who is...
get DRS.
Yeah, moving up the front, Sam, with his 20-second penalty, is going to be interesting to see what type of... where he's going to end up, really, to see if these guys in 4th and 5th are within 20 seconds or not. I'm not quite sure.
I think Wrimz is probably about 20 seconds behind, to be honest, because that's 16.7 to Pelos. Actually, I think it's over 20 seconds, because I think Pelos has lost off the back of Sam. So Sam could still be looking for a 2nd place here.
Yeah, he's made them all look very amateur-esque today.
Yeah, well, he's driven brilliantly. Very good. A very great... I mean, he's shown Pelos GT what he's made of, but after that turn 1 incident, if only he'd broken a little bit earlier and not taken Trincia out.
Wait, 17? Oh no, that's 17 to...
Pelos.
I'm not sure. Pelos must be sort of about 6-7 seconds ahead of... Behind, sorry, yeah. So, no, the win's not on the cards. Sorry about that, getting a bit excited, but... I
think Wrimz is forgetting where the track is at the moment, with all that dirt on his tyres, and coming around the final corner now to start lap 26 of 30. And unfortunately, we don't have any footage from Sam in the lead. Otherwise, it would have been nice to see the replay. But we haven't actually seen any from Pelos really either. So it'd be nice to see. So
if we've got no footage from Sam, how can we be... why did he get a penalty?
Or maybe we did. But I mean, maybe
I don't think we did. I think the stewards have made a categorical miscarriage of justice moment here. And I'm not very happy about
You're
it.
entitled to your own opinion. Sam did not have any footage, but we saw it from someone else's angle. And
no footage from Sam, so... And someone else's footage, have they seen this game before, other people's footage?
Oh gosh, Wrimz.
I don't even care about Wrimz, this is disgusting.
Jody, this is a conversation now for another time. We need to concentrate on the race.
I'm very sorry.
I actually agree with the steward's decision because it's obvious that he lag bubbled him off. And
it's obvious. Would you have waited, Matt? Because you wouldn't have waited if someone smashed into everyone, literally causing carnage, and then you have to wait, and you're in last place. You would not wait. I know you would not wait. I wouldn't wait. No one would wait. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Anyway, powerpuff into the wall from 4th place.
All the good work gone.
Oh, that is awful for him. I said, didn't I? It's not out of the corner I said it was going to be. It was this one. Losing the back end. Oh,
he was trying to cut. He was trying to cut that too much. That's karma, I'm afraid.
Just take the foot off the brake accelerator.
Just turn your wheel right, so your wheels are actually on the right of the apex.
He could have saved it, but it just goes straight into the wall, loses his front wing, and he's now going to be looking at maybe a few points now. Unfortunate for powerpuff, but I said he pitted too early. He lost the back end and the front end and every end by the looks of things. And actually, oh yeah, about 8th place is he going to come out in? Where's 9th looking? John B.
Yeah, for fresh options though. So these guys are going to be extremely slow compared to him. There's 3 people there, so 5th. Maybe that's a bit of a push in 3 laps. But
yeah, 3 laps.
Get close.
Yeah, going to have to dispatch a Wookie Pete though to get 8th. But that's very disappointing. He hasn't actually got much fuel either to push. So sorry, not Wookie Pete. I think he'll be looking at about 8th place after he gets past Wookie. So disappointing for him after a great drive and a really good recovery drive, despite being down about 11th or 12th after qualifying. So powerpuff throwing away a lot of points here today.
Yeah, and now Wrimz can breathe the sweet air of a podium in.
Oh my!
That made me extremely sick right there. Not going to lie.
These boys really need to watch it if they don't want to be getting penalties, and I think he's about to lose the back end as he was taking that corner very fast indeed. But looks like Pelos is now setting the fastest lap. He's 4.2 seconds behind Sam. Him in the cockpit, Pelos thinks that he's coming home in 2nd, but in fact he is about to get his, I don't know what amount of victories he's had, but he's won quite a few and he's the championship leader. So Pelos going to be extending his championship lead. Yeah,
he's going to get the shock of his lifetime. He comes across the line, he's going to be like, yeah, well played guys, we'll get him next time. They're going to be like, no mate, you've won that GP, you're the man.
Yeah, they will be in those sort of words, I'm sure. So Wrimz, 20 seconds behind Pelos now. So Sam is going to come home in 2nd. So after a sterling drive, and Jody doesn't accept his penalty as well. So Sam, 2nd place. I'm sure he won't be too disappointed with that. But obviously, a win is a win, and it means a lot to a lot of drivers.
A win is the pinnacle of motorsport. A win is like a buttercup floating in the air.
I'm just going to stop you there and get back to the race. It's Tommyzz in 13th still, so he's still struggling, but he's got +1 lap of fuel, so maybe he could push on. But if we're looking at the mini-map now, there is no one after DC MagiK, so I think Tommyzz may well have even been lapped, to be honest, because he is having a dreadful race. He's had a 1:29.6, which is reasonably fast for a lap, but he's actually on the option tyres as well, so he hasn't got the pace, because I think Pelos just said a 1:28 on prime tyres, so Tommy's really off the pace here today, especially in the Sauber. You'd expect it to be a very quick car around here with the very long straight of Sector 1, as Leobot setting a 29.7 for his lap, and now only 1.7 seconds behind Wrimz. So maybe if he can have a really good lap here, he could catch Wrimz and get into DRS.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like it. He was going to be getting a podium a few laps ago, where he was being overtaken down into 5th place and then coming back. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get there, to be honest. I think he's too far behind, but 4th place for Leobot, not too bad.
Yeah, that's definitely not 1.7 seconds. There must be some sort of glitch, unless that I'm literally have no idea about time gaps, but that looks more like 3 seconds, to be honest. He's gained a 10th anyway on the glitch.
Well, let's count. So we'll see where he goes. He's done there. 1, 2, yeah, it's about 3.
Thanks a lot for that, Jody. Thanks for the clarification of 1, 2, 3. Anyway, Leobot looks like he's going to just about miss out on a podium position, about to start the final lap after negotiating this final sector. If Wrimz can keep it on the track, and Leobot driving beautifully, keeping it within the white lines wonderfully, and even still gaining on Wrimz, who has had a bit of a scroll. Oh, gosh, okay, maybe not. Maybe Leo just decided to...
Oh, I'll let him off that corner, because that corner is just evil.
It is
the ones before, though, people do tend to take the P.
It spat a lot of people into the wall, that corner, so we'll forgive him, especially as it's coming towards the last lap now. Wrimz is setting a 1:30 flat, 23 seconds behind Pelos now, and Leobot's apparently only 9 tenths behind, but I don't think it is, but he's -1 lap of fuel as well. He's going to have to watch
He's in DRS and he's gone wide. He's gone wide, and he's definitely going to be in the DRS now, unless it's lying to us like it was. It still doesn't look like it's 0.9. That circle looks a lot further behind than that.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get DRS still, and he's -1 lap. He really needs to watch his fuel. No, that's not. That's over a second, surely. Surely, let's have a look now. He's about to go over the DRS detection point. Is he going to get DRS?
Nil point.
Nope. So Leobot looks like he's going to have to settle for 4th unless Wrimz forgets to check his fuel. Although Wrimz is going to have to fuel save quite heavily in this final few part of the lap, and if he makes another mistake, he could easily fall prey to Leobot. So this may well not be over, because Wrimz is sliding all over the place as we saw in turn 1.
He is, and Leobot is hitting these apex. It's an absolute treat. I'm loving this driving, clean as a whistle. Can he do it for the rest of the lap? As they've both gone wide, and he's completely ruined his clean driving. But I think they're going to finish in the order we see them at the moment.
Yeah, we are indeed. Sam comes over the line to win, but he's got a 20-second penalty, so pelosgt takes the victory. And it looks like...
Is that some fuel running out? Is that some fuel running out?
Oh gosh, Leobot running completely off the track. Has Wrimz run out of fuel here?
It's going to be... no, I don't think he has. I think he's just in lean, so lean.
Oh no, Leobot's run out of fuel now. So no, the fight is now officially over for 3rd place. Wrimz is going to come over the line, over 20 seconds behind Sam. So Wrimz getting a podium. So a great drive from him. Leobot just missing out in 4th.
Yeah,
John B.
Yeah, it looks like John B's had his camouflage outfit on today, and he's just snuck into 5th place, not doing much, and got some solid points.
Camouflage outfit. John B is actually going to come home in 5th place, it seems, if he keeps around this final corner, which he does indeed. And he holds off Dude Where's My Jev for a solid 5th place.
His fastest lap on the last lap as well. That's pretty nice.
And Trincia Stoch, well, what could have been for him? The pole sitter finishing in 7th after those mighty collision on lap 1.
He was 14th after lap 1, so decent comeback through the field for him.
Very decent indeed. Powerpuff 8th, Wookie Pete 9th. So Powerpuff came in 8th after that, so he managed to dispatch of Wookie Pete. And Togomies coming around the final corner 4th. Oh, and Powerpuff actually setting the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, just to show how quick he was.
With a rather humongous extension.com of one of the corners.
Can we stop saying .com? DC MagiK around the final corner now in the Williams. Is going to come home with no points, and so's Tommyzz. These guys are going to be very disappointed, and DC MagiK actually lost his wing twice, so no surprise he didn't come home with any points. And the replay now of these two fighting on the last lap. Did anything specific happen? Really necessary?
This is riveting. He's in that curse. He's using that curse, and he stopped using that curse. He's got DRS.
They're fighting for glory, apparently. I've just heard in my ear. And Tommyzz going up the inside with DRS up into 12th. And DC MagiK around the outside. He's hanging it around the outside. Tommyzz getting dirt on his tyres. DC MagiK undercutting and going straight back past, but is Tommyzz going to get side by side with the rest of his curs? These guys are fighting for.
Oh, this battle has made me on the edge of glory. Jesus.
This is excellent racing. These guys, they're not.
Oh, hello. So it just ends.
And it just ends. Race winner pelosgt. 45 minutes and 32 seconds, setting a fastest lap for a 29 flat, and we haven't actually got any other classification at the moment, so we'll wait for that to come up. But oh my gosh, that was an absolute carnage of a race, Jody.
Is that pelosgt's fastest lap? Because I'm sure there's a 1:28 in there that was the fastest lap of the race. Yes, it's there.
Yeah, it was Pelos' fastest lap. But Pelos takes the victory from 14.5 seconds, in fact, from Sam, who got a 20-second penalty. 23.2 seconds back was Wrimz on the final podium spot, with Leobot just missing out in 4th in the first Toro Rosso. John B, his teammate, coming home in 5th, with Dude Where's My Jev coming home in 6th in the first in the McLarens, 42 seconds back. Trincia Stoch, after that lap 1 incident, coming home in 7th, with Powerpuff in 8th place after losing his wing at the end of the race. Wookie Pete in 9th, with Togomies coming home in the final points paying position. I think he always comes home in the final points paying position. Def the Trout in 11th, just missing out just under 2 seconds behind Togomies, with DC MagiK and Tommyzz fighting for 12th and 13th very valiantly at the end. Craggle's actually finishing a lap down. Disco Rob and Elite Joker did not finish. And I'm not surprised to see some of those drivers finishing almost a minute down, because after the first lap, a lot of those races were ruined.
Yeah, but I'd like to commend Craggles for actually staying on in the race and not quitting after. I remember you saying that he might quit. He didn't. He finished a lap behind, but he finished the race, so well played.
He did indeed. Great drive from him, even though he finished a lap down. pelosgt extending his championship lead to 49 plus 28 is 77 points. And it looks like he's going to be storming towards that F3 championship unless Tommyzz can do anything about it. Pelos has some awful races. Looks like there's a big battle for 5th with EliteJoker, DC MagiK and Kraggles D all separated by 2 points. With John B in 4th at the moment as he's sort of stretched his lead in terms of those guys who had difficult races. And now the bottom half of the Drivers' Championship, you can see that Sam gained some points on. Well, he was fighting for in the relegation zone before that result.
Yeah,
so.
man, that's important, very important points for Sam and Wrimz to get out of the relegation zone there, because they were sort of looking like they could be going.
Still in the relegation zone at the moment.
They're important points to, you know, the goal of getting out.
Yeah, the goal of getting out. If he has another few results like that, especially Sam as well, then they'll easily stay in F3 for next season. And now the Constructors' Championship, we can see that Force India is dominating that as well from Lotus Renault. And there's about 56 plus 19, 75.
Oh, it's nice to see the big constructors, Red Bull, McLaren doing well down there in 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I know, it's disappointing. Well, McLaren 56 points at this point of the season is not particularly good, but there's five constructors in over 200 points, so you know there has been varied results as you can see, and it's not.
Yeah, definitely. John B won a race.
Yeah, John B did win a race, but anyway, pelosgt takes the victory here. Next race next week is the ARL F3 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, round Abu Dhabi, as Ryan 83 would say. I hope you guys have enjoyed this commentary. Thank you very much, Jody Mills.
That's okay. It's been my favourite F3 commentary to date.
I hope it has been your favourite F3 commentary to date as well. We'll see you next week for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Take care then, guys. Bye-bye.
Sayonara.